Well, moving on, is being brought to the knowledge of ABC and TV News that the Muslim community in Colonial Law Republic de Cameroon is starting a week of prayers for peace against terrorism, crime, and a deadly Ambazonian armed conflict. Well, the prayers to mark the ending of the holy month of Ramadan comes after the military sets calls of people, including the Colonial Law Republic de Cameroon military, were killed this month following clashes with the La Republic of Cameroon military and Ambazonian freedom fighters. Authorities says there has been a deadly crime wave in the colonial La Republic of Cameroon capital Yaoundé.
Well, Undaunted gathered that hundreds of civilians gathered Monday in Nkomesang, a neighborhood in Yaoundé, to pray for peace in this failed state. The civilians said they are praying for the welfare of the country, troubled by terrorism, crime, and the ongoing Southern Cameroon's Ambazonian War of Independence in Ambaland. Cloud Abe, a sociology lecturer at the Catholic University of Central Africa in Yaoundé, says he is a Christian but has joined Muslims in prayer because human life, which was sacred and precious in La Republic du Cameroon, as it was in other African traditional societies, is today trivialized up to a point where some people kill at will and for fun.
Well, he says frustration, joblessness, religious intolerance, and poverty have led to increasing violence and barbarism all over La Republic du Cameroon. The Colonial La Republic de Cameroon's military reports that at least 35 Colonial La Republic de Cameroon soldiers have died in 3 weeks of fighting between the La Republic de Cameroon government troops and the Ambazonian Restoration Forces, the ARFs, while 15 civilians were killed in an increasing crime wave in Yaoundé.
Well, in one scene reported by local media, a family of six was found dead with machete wounds in the town of Nanga Eboko near Yaoundé, and the killer equally committed suicide in a police cell in Yaoundé. Other mutilated corpses were found on street corners by civilians. Police say they are investigating what they call a spike in heinous crimes. Sitan Mohammadou Kongiu, a Muslim youth leader at Nkolmeseng, says the prayers for peace will be said in all mosques in La Republic du Cameroon until the end of Ramadan.
Well, just in case you do not know, Islam originates from the word peace, and we cannot practice Islam in an environment that is not peaceful. That's what he said. He goes on to say, La Republic is facing so many challenges as far as peace is concerned, especially when we consider the activities of the Boko Haram, the rebels, and the Central African Republic border, and we consider the Ambazonian Restoration Forces in the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. It is very important for all Muslims in La Republic of Cameroon to intensify prayers for peace in this country.
Well, the Council of Imams and Muslim dignitaries of La Republic du Cameroon organized the prayer for peace. At its coordinator, Musa Umaro, says La Republic du Cameroon will develop if its children embrace peace and stop the ongoing conflict. Undaunted notes here in passing that La Republic du Cameroon has been fighting within the past 10 years to secure its northern border with Nigeria and Chad from Boko Haram. Besides this, the colonial La Republic du Cameroon troops are also engaged in a challenging war with the Ambazonian freedom fighters in Ambaland. And the military reports that rebels from the Central African Republic regularly cross La Republic du Cameroon's eastern border, kill civilians, seize their cattle, and abduct villagers for ransom.
Well, the Colonial La Republic de Cameroon slave, who doubles as the Colonial Territorial Administration Minister Paul Atanga Inji, says La Republic de Cameroon's genocidal government will welcome any initiative that can bring peace to troubled regions of the Central African states. In his words, he says, I told the religious leaders, especially the Imam, that living together is something which is very important for President Paul Biya. He said, he goes on to say, I urge all the communities to work for the common good in a peaceful environment where Christians and other denominations work and live together without problems. Muslims in La Republic of Cameroon say the prayers will end with the Eid al-Fitr, a religious holiday celebrated by the Muslims to mark the end of the month-long dawn to sunset fasting of Ramadan.